Hello, I'm Czardus, and let's play City Skylines 2. Today I'm going to show you a quick and easy way to build a quay without having that pesky in-water problem. So, if you come in here with your stuff and you are trying to get everything just right, you're following other guidelines that you've heard of getting the elevation to 2.5 by changing your elevation step and adjusting that, and we'll talk about that more in a minute. And then you're coming in here, and of course, you're coming across, and all of a sudden you get in water, and you're having just so much trouble getting that key. Well, this is the way to do it. And so first what we're going to do is come into landscaping, and we are going to actually go pretty big here. We'll go to 100 brush size, and we're going to right click at the height you want your key to be, and we're going to bring this land out a little bit, just temporarily. And then we're going to come over here, and the river gets a little bit higher over here, so we're going to go a little bit higher. In fact, we're going to bring this all the way down to this edge, or this corner. And so we're going to come back, and we'll get this all in here. So basically, raise the land where you want your key to go. And then what you're going to do is lower your brush size and make it smaller. And you're going to come back and right click at a height that or a depth that you want the water to be. And then you're going to just kind of draw where your key is going to go. And that water will disappear because there actually isn't any water there, especially if you unpause. It should go away. Okay, and I did have to adjust my height. I was a little bit too low. I'm going to go up a tiny bit more here because, again, the level of the river is changing as well. So you have to keep that in mind as you're doing this. You want this to be high enough that you're actually not getting that water. So then you're going to bring this all the way to where you want it to end, or like where you want to be done with this little segment. You want to do this little bits at a time, because again, the river changes its height, and so you have to watch that to get the right water level and stuff like that. So now we're going to come back and just fine tune this a tiny bit to about where we want that key to be. Now you're going to pay a little bit more attention to that shape, and you want it to be about the right way that you're going to want your final key design to be. And here we want to come down a tiny bit. So we'll go like this. And then we can come back and soften here. We might have an issue to fit over there when we are actually building the key in just a moment. But now we can come in and we can get back to that pedestrian street and make sure that you adjust your elevation step down and then get your elevation to 2.5. And then you can come in and you're going to watch that slope a little bit too, because if you come down here like this, negative 7.3, then your key is going to slope down. But if you are watching it, and we can actually turn off snapping, if you're watching that and you can get it to as close to 0 as possible, we're like, try to get it so that you're not going up and down. And here we go. Go like that, and that should not have much change to it at all. I mean, it will, because it did say that it has some, but hopefully we're not seeing much overall. And if you do just really small groups, you should be much better. And here we've got a slope, so we're going to just go ahead and bring that up. Just know that in that spot we are a little bit higher. Okay, so now at this spot, we're as far as we want to go for now. And you can see there is a little bit of adjustment, or like change in the height, but for the most part, we are nice and flat. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move this back over so that that goes in there, and then we can right click and we can get the water to come in here. And the water should fill all of that space pretty nicely. And then we're going to go back and just smooth the terrain a little bit in the river, just so that it has a better look under the water. And looks more natural. So now we can come back here with soften terrain. We'll go up a little bit more to 100 and just soften this a bit. So now we should have a nice smooth transition into that key. And we might have to go a little bit lower. It looks like we're a little too high over there. But for the most part, we now have our key in the right spot, and that is looking better. So that is a very easy way of building a key without having that in water error message popping up. I hope you enjoyed this, or hope you found this useful. Be sure to click on the screen now. It will take you to a video that you also will find useful. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Take care.